holiday, it's just a day set aside to be specially thankful, and you might want to incorporate that in your activities today. Remember to stay grateful. It's been a long year, especially if you live in this part of the world where it's been very crazy. 2024, very stifling, very thriving. It's been a job. So if you've been able to come this far, you must have a lot to be thankful for. I profusely apologize that the mental specialists and experts that I told you will be here this morning, unfortunately, all started giving me their excuses before the end of yesterday as to why they will not be able to make the program this morning. Why, you would ask? It has been brought to my knowledge that during this time of the year, there are a lot of mental cases where they are all booked down. There's so much going on. It's a serious situation. Most people are bound to have more aggressive mental issues at this time of year due to many factors. Who would have thought that that is a thing? I mean, some people complain that towards the end of the year, or around here we say during the Hamatan, there are more people on the streets who are mentally affected. And these specialists were telling me yesterday that there is good reason to why that is. It's not necessarily the weather. It could be a factor, I'm told, but they try to let me know that it's a whole lot more. So I'm hoping that you are taking precaution and looking after yourself, drinking enough water, getting enough rest, trying your best to, stay at your greatest frequency and practice good habits that will promote good health and mental strength. Okay, I've heard that issues that affect people at this time is coping with financial stress during the holidays, managing holiday expenses, prioritizing needs versus wants in an economic stifle like we have here. Okay, managing expectations of the holidays, of course, mental health and dealing with family. So I'm told that these factors are some of the things that could trigger people at a time like this, during the end of the year with all the festives and everything that's going on, dealing with family you haven't seen for a while, the pressure, the holiday pressure, the need to impress, to be happy. It's a whole lot going on. So please, this Friday morning, I'm asking you to try to take a breather in the midst of the noise and the midst of all the chaos and everything that's going on. Please look after yourself, take care of your heart, take care of your spirit, all of that. It combines and comes together to make a wholesome person. Okay, my name is Mavis Atudume. This morning, we will be doing newspaper reviews and analysis. You can join us live on YouTube by going and subscribing to High Voltage News. Please like and share as well with your friends and families. Let them keep up with what's going on in the country. All right, you can also call live into the studio just in case you want to have your voice heard and share your views with us this morning. Call 0706 0485853. You can also call 0915 570 Now you can send a text message or WhatsApp message to these numbers, and you can also follow us on Facebook. It's Volt 1043 FM together on the search bar, and they would send you directly to our pages. Let's start quickly with the Vanguard news this morning. Tax reform bills offer 55% to states in the new sharing formula. From what we have seen from this particular tax reform bills, it is very anti-mass, and that is why the reps have been trying to fight it this whole time. But apparently, the federal government is very determined to see that this tax reform bill, it sticks. And because of that, it's taking place, and the informations have begun to come out as to what they are. So 55% of states in the new sharing formula. Sounds like the states are getting more, but they are only fixing roads and making bus stops and trying to build airlines and everything that's going on. And none of it is really about the people, because the next governors will also want to invest the monies in infrastructure as well, so that way it's unbelievable that we have to do this, and we have seen this happen over and over and over again. It's becoming redundant. It makes you dizzy, if you keep following it around how it works. Anyways, moving on, polytechnics and their lecturers are to begin strike December 2nd. So we're talking about all of this. These governors want to embark in all of these projects, and teachers are not paid, salaries are not paid, arrears and allowances and gratuities are not paid workers. But yes, everybody is into infrastructure and modernization and urbanization and all of those big words and fairs and fancies, public displays of seriousness where there are cameras everywhere and everybody's smiling and looking serious. But the effect of this on the streets, zero. Okay, we're not deceived by all the fanfare that everyone is so interested in, and the clapping and the sycophancy. We are seeing you, we're watching you, and this is not impressive. People like me are not impressed by this. If the people cannot represent your goodness, your worth, your job, it doesn't, you're not making sense to me yet. All of these things I'm saying. Good morning, this is Mavis. How are you?
Fine, thank you, please. Please, can I get in touch? Can I reach Auntie Malika?
Okay, you cannot get her now. You will have to call during comfort zone in the evening.
Okay, because while I called her yesterday, I had a discussion with her,
Okay.
and we were supposed to bring up the issue on Monday. But as I
Okay.
speak to you now, police just invited my wife, so I just want to talk to her because I don't know.
All right, I will make sure that she gets your message. All right?
Okay.
All right, thank you. All right, you can share your thoughts and views with us this morning. You can call into the studio. You can also join us live on YouTube. Please like, subscribe, and share. Okay, moving on the Vanguard this morning. Internet users in 2024 have hit 5.5 billion, says the ITU report. All right, I guess everybody's trying to stay updated and know what's going on. Trust me, you have to stay on and know what's really going on. On the Premium Times this morning, TED Fund suspends foreign scholarship for Nigerian academics and gives reason. All right, let's move ahead. Spike in judgment debts worries Nigerian government as cases triple in 9 years. Okay, spike in judgment debts worries Nigerian government as cases triple in 9 years. Of course, why is anybody surprised? The judiciary have changed course of job description. What the Nigerian judiciary, they have abandoned their jobs and they are doing the opposite of their jobs. So yes, there will be judgment debts everywhere because the judiciary in Nigeria is slowly but surely losing every trust and respect that this country has entrusted in it for all of these years. And I hope that the reforms that particular agency and that particular arm of government requires hits it sooner than later, so that it's not completely deteriorated before some attention is paid to that arm of government. All right, moving forward, Nigeria needs $19 million to tackle neglected tropical diseases, says officials. All right, $19 million to do that. Protest is not enough to bring about measurable reforms, says Osibanjo. All right, protests are not enough, and that is why we are making possible best. We're doing our very best to arrest or put behind bars anyone who tries to protest, since it's not the best way to get about measurable reforms. So therefore, you are not allowed to do it. If you do it, we will prosecute you for treason. We will lock you up. We will incarcerate you. We will You will disappear. We have seen all sorts of things happen around here. A government that is more interested in not being criticized instead of making sure that the people have nothing to criticize. Is a government that has lost her priorities, if you ask me. All right, let's see what else we can find here. Reps hold closed door sessions over Tinubu's tax reform bills. All right, they had to close the door this time around. All right, this is also updated. Tinubu's tax reform bills pass second reading in Senate. I mean, if they had to close the door, what else? What else is there? All right, let's move over to somewhere else. Let's go to the Punch and see what's what over there this morning. Minimum wage labor states hold last minute talk ahead of Monday strike. All right, December that's December 1st. There's going to be a strike on December 1st. You people have no respect for Nigerians. Anyways, moving forward, Port Harcourt refinery controversy surrounds NNPCL claim on operation. I told you yesterday that all of this drama about the Port Harcourt refinery would soon unfold, and I can tell you for free, before we get to our investigated stories this morning, where it will unravel. Turns out the communities around this refinery in Port Harcourt has told us what it is exactly that has happened in their community. And it's not what you think. It's almost the case of the Nigerian Air, but this time around Promax. All right, moving on. Money laundering, US-based Nigerian may get 20-year jail term. Young man, also known as Bobo Chicago, who has been indicted for lots of millions of dollars in fraud. He is a Nigerian and he might get 20-year jail term. All right, moving forward. Job creation is not part of my mandate, says Labour Minister Muhammadu Dinyagi. All right. Whose job it is anyways? I don't know at this point. All right, let's see if there are anything else that's good over here that we can grab. All right, let's move over to somewhere else. Okay. All right, that's as much as we can take from the dailies this morning. You can drop your comments, you can drop your analysis and your contributions on the headlines this morning. Please remember to keep your comments simple, civil, and clean so that we don't break any rules while we're trying to have rather productive conversations this morning, okay? 0706 048 5853. Also call 0915 570-8347. All right, there's still a lot of stories coming in from Edo State. The new governor, Bubulu, and the former governor, Obaseki, have not seemed to be able to see eye to eye since his inauguration. There's been back and forth going on. Monday, Bubulu on Thursday night reversed his approval of free buses across the state that he announced earlier that same day. But, don't take my word for it. You can find out on the dailies, or you can also check us out on YouTube, High Voltage News. Please like, subscribe, and share. All right, from the Sahara Reporters this morning, Nigerians tackle P2B for hurriedly congratulating Tinubu's government on controversial PMS processing at the Port Harcourt refinery. All right, I don't think people are understanding the fact that every well-meaning Nigerian, anybody who wishes Nigeria well, would pray, would hope that the little steps that we take will be in the right direction. And for P2B, who has been about producing and production and manufacturing and making it at home, you would see why he would congratulate the government. But the fact that as Nigerians, there is a place in our hearts, somewhere at the back of our minds, in our heads, where we know that our government could just be taking us for a ride, and we don't believe them when they make certain policies or make certain statements. We've seen cases of words spoken, promises made and never kept, and it's nobody's business. They go about their businesses like they do not really owe people any explanations about why those promises were not kept. We have seen a crazy level of distrust in our complete political class. And nobody is worried about this. In fact, it seems they are taking advantage of it, whereby you can wake up in the morning, tell the people whatever you need to tell them, put a little money in a few people's pocket and get what you want. And when you're done with however long it is that it takes you to do what you need to do for yourself in our political corridors, then you can walk away. You can walk away like nothing happened, no consequences, no questions asked, no accountability, nothing. That's how helpless our society is. Nobody is responsible for anybody. Anybody can do what they want, when they want. That is the case of the Nigerian political class. All right, moving on the investigated stories this morning, still on the Sahara Reporters. Nigerian police arrest ex-commissioner Ihekweme in Abuja and whisk him to Owerri for criticizing Imo State Governor Hope Uzodima's administration. That's exactly what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. This administration does not want any criticisms whatsoever. They do not want any complaints over their administration and the way they are running things in any level. If you do that, they are willing to break protocol. They are willing to disregard they are willing to disregard the law and the rights to they are willing to ignore human rights. They're willing to break anything that needs to be broken just to make sure that they appear the way they want to appear. You criticize a government, they whisk you away from where you are for criticizing a governor, for criticizing the government that you are a part of. So this administration does not expect to be criticized. They are anti-protests, they are anti-correction, they are anti-criticisms. And that is the body language that we are seeing from the APC-led administration in Nigeria. We have seen protesters incarcerated, put in the worst condition, threatened, kidnapped, harassed, imprisoned, prosecuted for treason. Some have lost their lives, according to Sanwo-Olu's aide in Lagos, who let us know that NSAS protesters, whom were not found, were taken out by the government, and they were still being hunted down and executed. That is what his documents had in them. And the Lagos state government is doing all that they can to press that young man down. He has been relieved of his job. He has left Lagos. So many things are happening to that young man at the moment. So the truth is not acceptable here. You dare not speak the truth around here. You dare not seek to be different around here. It seems when you want to do right by the people here, they come for you. They come for you so terribly. And it seems we have a problem within ourselves that need addressing, because the people we keep calling is us. The people we are mentioning their names here are our mothers and our fathers, our brothers and sisters, community members, friends, associates. These are normal people like us that we are close to and we interact with. So I don't know, it's not any gods doing it as far as I'm concerned. I don't see any gods doing all of these things, making all of these rules up, making these policies, putting these things together. I don't see any gods doing this. I'm seeing people running the world the way they want it. That's what I see. I don't know what you see, but you can share them with me this morning. You can call into the studio, you can text us, you can also send us a WhatsApp message to be a part of the program this morning. While most African countries are running away from the French and removing themselves from contracts and even generational ties with the French, even countries that were colonized by the French have refused and rejected all and everything that has to do with the French people, telling them to leave, telling them, changing their names. They are taking actions in Mali, they are taking actions in Cameroon, in so many countries that are Francophone colonized, and they are asking the French to leave. In that same beat, the Nigerian president is quoting the French president and quoting the French people for collaboration and assistance, and telling them that they need to help Nigeria. The president and his wife had gone on a visit to France to honor the invitation of Emmanuel Macron, and speeches from their meetings have been filled all over the internet, where the president was trying to market Nigeria to the French president. You might want to listen to that speech yourself and see if you liked the light at which the president was coming. The president also said in one of his speeches that we have been able to tame the Atlantic Ocean in Lagos, and that his government had done that. And if I'm aware, we've been dealing with the Atlantic Ocean for the past 12 years and trying to tame it, if that is ever possible. But the government of President Tinubu has said that they've been able to tame the Atlantic Ocean, and that they were working on taking care of out of school children, talking about giving children pints of milk in their schools, giving them pints of milk in the schools, properly made sandwiches, and probably an egg each every day in schools. I don't know if any of you had been to any of these schools in Nigeria where we offer these things that the president was very strongly telling President Macron that we're able to provide for school children. If you have had this experience, or your children are having this premium Nigerian experience, which the president advertised to Emmanuel Macron, maybe you should share that experience with us this morning. Moving forward on some foreign news, Canada uncovers 10,000 fake students and their visas, with 80% of fraud committed by Indians. Just like Nigerians, the Indians are also very jabashos. So apparently there is visa fraud committed by Indians in Canada. Over 80%, says this report this morning. Now, moving forward, more details on the Port Harcourt refinery. It turns out they've loaded only 6 trucks and not 200 from stock with the NMPCL, which they kept in the refinery for 3 years. This is coming from the host community as they reveal what's going on down there at the Port Harcourt refinery. Good morning.
Hello, good morning, maybe.
I greet you.
I greet you, my sister. How are you doing?
Very well.
Okay. It has been a while now, maybe.
I realize. Where have you been?
This time is a hectic period.
Oh, yes, it is.
Yes.
It is.
Well, I greet you, my sister.
You're welcome. Please, for the sake of our listeners, your name and location, please.
Okay, my name is Amos Chuku. I'm reaching you from Ezago, initial local government area of Ebonyi State.
You're welcome.
About Mr. President, trying to market Nigeria to the outside world.
Yes.
In fact, the truth is very clear here. No matter how you try to hide the truth, you understand me? In fact, the truth must emerge. Because we have a foreign commission in Nigeria. We have various foreign commissions. They know what is going on in Nigeria. They know what is happening in Nigeria. There is no need in Mr. President going out there to say the international community that everything is getting better. What is getting better? I'm asking Mr. President, what is getting better?
They said the GDP has increased, employment has increased, so the country is currently looking good.
In fact, maybe let me tell you that the reality has surpassed every expectation. There's nothing that Mr. President will say now that will convince us that everything is getting. Go to the market. In fact, you whip for the poor masses in Nigeria.
I am aware.
That is aside.
I am
So
aware.
there is nothing that Mr. President will tell us that will convince. Even the foreign commission or the international community that is trying to market Nigeria, they are aware. They are aware of the terrorists that are ravaging Nigeria. Even though they say that they are now opening, what do I call it? They are opening what should I call it? They are now recruiting members. Recruiting
Yes.
people that will,
Join
fight
them.
for the organization,
That
for the
is
terrorist
true.
organization.
That is true.
Okay? That one aside. And coming to P2P, congratulating Mr. President for the Port Harcourt refinery.
That's right.
No, P2P is a Nigerian and he's entitled to his personal opinion.
Of course.
Okay, like I said earlier before now that no matter how you try to hide anything, the truth must emerge.
That is true.
Because of some investigative stories that is coming out now after the so-called rehabilitation.
Okay.
It is clear that it was from the tank farm that they had a storage over 3 years. That from that story that they made the distance. The three straws that they have loaded so far is coming from the storage I had over 3 years, and not from the production plant. Okay.
Yes.
That is very clear, and in fact the story is making around now. That is not from the plant.
It's not from the plant. It was even figured out from the very first time the announcement was made, because it was too sudden. I mean, there were people in that community, they would have known if an entire refinery began. I don't know how Nigerians work, but if an entire refinery starts working, you don't need to announce it. Everybody who got employment, the families that got employment from that place would let the world know.
And another thing is that, Mr. President is a minister for petroleum.
For petroleum, that's true.
Yes, everything is stuck on his table.
But he has said that he will not intervene in all of this. He made sure during the Dangote and NNPC crisis, he mentioned that he will not interfere and that he will not concern himself with those negotiations.
And again, before I drop, I just want to talk about Ononoga.
Okay.
And what he said against Mr. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo, because of the parochialism and the discriminatory nature and what do I call it of our politicians that made them not they are blank-folded.
Okay.
And that is why they don't find any meaning, even when there is a criticism. They shouldn't even try to live up to the expectation, because constructive criticism is a personal tool for personal development.
Okay.
That is why I couldn't find any reason why former President Obasanjo is passing the current administration. Because to me, when Obasanjo was in power,
okay,
things we are moving very well in Nigeria.
That's a lot of people's assertion of his government.
Because of his personal interest, his allegiance to Mr. President, that made him to start insulting the caliber of former Mr. President Obasanjo. It's very unfair. Thank you, my dear.
Thank you. Thank you, Charles, for calling in this morning. I appreciate your contributions on the conversation this morning. I also believe that this Christmas will be a reveal of how poor we have become as a people. I know that we are very hopeful people. I've heard people say no matter what happens, we are still going to. I am here to tell you that by the time you will see what will happen in the next couple of weeks, you'll be shocked. Good morning. Are you there? Good morning. All right, please do well to call back. The phone lines are completely open. 0706 048 5853. You can also call 0915 570 8347 just in case the lines are a little held up. Call again. You can send a text message or a WhatsApp message on either of those numbers. Like I was saying, this Christmas celebration, this end of the year celebration in Nigeria would make a remarkable difference on what we have known. If you have been here long enough, this Christmas will teach us a lot of lesson if you haven't been observing what's happening. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
I greet you. Good morning.
Okay, from Abuana Road.
You're welcome, sir.
I don't know what is actually happening in that refinery because there was this group that they went there yesterday
Mm-hmm.
and they not the place and they confirmed that the refinery
Mm-hmm.
was actually working at 70% capacity.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know which one is the correct one.
That is coming from the delegated investigators, but we also have reports coming from residents of this community who are telling us that it is already pre-stored petroleum that was released.
They say that they are delegates from where?
That's why I said the prescribed investigators, selected investigators. I told you yesterday that Nigerians were volunteering themselves that they should open up the refinery, let free Nigerians come and take a look at it, and they didn't respond to that.
Terrible.
Yes,
Terrible.
yes.
You telling the French president that they are now feeding, because I could remember he said that the issue of there is a way he put it that there was when he encouraged people by providing this and that.
Oh yeah. Oh yes.
Come to school that he's giving them this, giving them that. That is a very big lie because we know that the school-made program has stopped. Yes, at least we know here in Enugu that nobody is being fed in the school except, of course, at what they call it, so where we have this smart school. Apart from that place, there is no other place I know in Enugu, any school in Enugu, where students
are fed. Yes, yes. And to think I experienced that in this country, sad.
Huh?
I experienced the school lunches myself.
That was then.
Mm-hmm. That was then. That was then.
Even myself, when we were in university, we are fed free.
Yes, yes. I ate the school lunch.
The rest of them, that one is that one. And they improved something, the history.
Unfortunately.
Now, on this issue of the so-called, I don't know, I want to suggest something, Evie. Is it possible for you to invite an expert in your office to analyze the budget of the state for us?
The budget of the state?
Yes.
All right. All right. I've tried to get someone from the house, but they are pretty shy. But I would get an expert. Let's deal with
look
it.
For somebody, not somebody from government. Get something like Tony. I don't know whether Tony is,
I will try to find Mr. Tony.
You should get somebody who is independent because yesterday one of them, my problem is that when you see some of this radio program, people who do not even know the topic will just call. I was shocked yesterday with one of the callers in one of these radio stations. They who had 8% budget performance in 2024. I was shocked. I started wondering today that I'm no longer comprehending how can 39 billion over 252 billion internally generated turn out to be 88%. So we need to get somebody for us. Get somebody for us.
I will get someone.
Thank you very much.
I will. Thank you very much, Mr. Okay. Thank you for calling into the show this morning. We are all trying to make sense of all that's going on. people are divided in town between the airport and other projects that are ongoing in the state, and how much Enugu State needs another airport or maybe another airline, considering Akanu Ibiam Airport, and so many things. A lot of people are worried about a lot of things. I always say reports on development usually is clear enough for everyone to see. If the government creates jobs and people begin to become employed, you wouldn't need to do a social media fair. You wouldn't need to promote it on the media. You don't need to advertise it. It is real people that will get their jobs, and they will do all the talking and all the hyping and all the promotions that you all are hell-bent on creating. I'm seeing all the social media presence, and I'm wondering if I'm not living in this country myself. We found out yesterday that chicken was selling for 30,000 naira in Lagos. Chicken selling for 30,000 naira in Lagos. Cows are going for over 1 million naira this Christmas. Transportation, from what we've gathered from this month of November, is going between 38,000 naira and 60,000 naira, depending on the class of transportation you're hoping to use, if you have kids, and all those distinctions that are there. But if you really, really look at it, the rice is costing 110 per 100 kg or more, depending on where you're buying. Oils are expensive. Listen, something is not going on. Something is not going right. Things are not the way they are supposed to be. Someone has to say it. All right? No matter how hopeful you are as a person, how prayerful you become, the realities are there. You know how you're struggling to manage yourself. Have you seen what that will reflect during this Christmas celebration? Have you seen the influx of people coming into your state like it usually is around this time of year, especially in a place like Enugu? If you've lived here for a while, you would have known that by this time of year, the town is becoming really choky because some people have started coming home for the Christmas celebration. But if you walk down the streets, the silence will baffle you as well. Good morning to you.
I call back my sister.
All right, you're welcome back.
From Ezega.
You're welcome.
Yes, I just want to say something concerning Onanoga and what happened in Imo State, where somebody who criticized the governor.
Hello, Amos.
Hello?
Yes, I'm here.
So I just want to chip in some words about that particular development.
Go ahead.
Because in this country, when you say anything against the government, whether constructive or otherwise, but you are in trouble. Because our government, the government of the state, those in power, they don't want to listen to the voice of Nigerians. Even high-placed ones, the former president of Obasanjo, we saw how he was lampooned by Onanoga, because Onanoga is paying his allegiance to the current president.
Yes, he has been given an appointment in the government as well. So yes.
Okay, he has been given, and he wants to protect his.
Yes, he's a media aide. He's the media aide to the president.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because somebody, you saw what happened at Unizik Oka.
Oh yes, with the governing council of the university. Okay,
where Professor Benadodo was elected as a vice chancellor, and because of backlash and some sort of things that went on there, Mr. President just released him of his position. This is what we are talking about: nepotism in Nigeria. This is the problem we are facing here as a country. Nepotism and parochialism. Okay. Because this man is not from Anambra State. Benadodo is not from Anambra State, and also he's from Ezza extraction.
Okay.
That's why he's the bishop his position.
Is that what it is about?
Yes, for a fact. I bet you for that. Because of Benadodo played an opposition during the last general election. He contested against the former governor, Engineer David Umahi.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, because although he served as the former secretary to the state government, and at a point in time he resigned his position as the secretary and contested against the governor. And then now the former governor is now the minister for works and for works in Nigeria. Okay.
Yes, that is Umahi then.
And you see where the thing is coming from. And because of this man is from Exile extraction, this Bernard Odo, that you saw what happened. Mr. President just released him of his
yes, but
position.
the man has refused to vacate office. I think he has even been reinstated. I guess they came to a consensus. I don't know.
Have you reinstated?
I think he has been reinstated.
I want to break you for that. I want to be sure of what you say.
I will verify that story and I'll get back to you on it.
I want you to verify that story very well.
I will verify that story because the man refused to vacate office. I reported that one myself because he said you cannot fire someone via social media. That was his response to the president's statement.
Okay, if that happens, that is the development.
Yes, that's what he said. He responded to the presidency and said that no one can fire him through the social media. So I will verify that story for you.
Okay, thank you. I wait for the correct information.
I will.
Thank you.
I will. Thank you, Amos. Thank you so much. This is what we do here. We try to make sense of all of it. I remember when Mr. Odo, he made a statement right after the president interceded in that governing council situation with the UNIZIC. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
You're welcome.
Well, God bless you. I'm calling from Enugu. My name is Sunday.
You're welcome, sir.
That issue of that man, I'm not sure that man has been replaced. I'm not sure.
Okay. Okay. I will verify.
Yeah, but check, so that we will not make some mistake.
I will find out.
So, really, I'm going there. I was just watching the Mr. President yesterday when he was speaking in France.
In France, that's right.
In France. You see, there are some certain things you cannot cheat nature. When you are saying the truth, you know that you are saying the truth. And when you are lying, you know that you are lying.
Okay.
You see, where I'm having problem now is about our children that is coming up, who are watching us, who are listening to us.
That's right.
That our elders cannot live by example. Because if our elders are said to live by example, you know that we don't have a future. Because our children are our future. I have children in the house, and if they discover that I'm not living right, I'm a liar, I'm a womanizer, and this and that, I don't know how their life is going to be tomorrow if I'm not there.
You're a good man.
The problem is that our elders are laying a fucking foundation for us to inherit, and that's where we are struggling now.
I agree.
We work very hard, we struggle very hard, we went to school, we do all manners of things to survive, but the elders are not helping matters at all. And at the end, they'll be regretting. Look at some of these political spokespersons. Where is Shegu Adesina? I know during the time my other son or this, I've read that newspaper, it's one of the editors.
Are you sure that they are really regretting? Are you sure that they have regrets?
If that man do live after him, they cannot go scot-free. God is, even though that we are not regretting, but God is watching. God knows whatever that is happening in this country. My sister, you see, I read that that's the place we read this morning concerning just the Bible passages. We should be very careful the way we do things in this life because God is watching. The way things is now, someone may say because you are looking for work, that's why you are saying all this. If they are coming to work with some of these organizations where they are not doing things, I will not be there. I cannot work. I know in a country where I'm supplying goods, I say goods, and my money is 240,000 naira. You know that they pay me 2.4 million naira. I said no, it's not my money. My money is 240,000 naira.
Yeah.
Why must you pay me 2.4 million naira? Mistakenly. They say I should take it. I say it's not my money. I have to return that money to the government, whether they eat it or not. But what I say, it's not my money.
Yes.
Everybody are not bad, and everybody cannot be the same thing. But whatever I'm saying, that whatever one is doing today, you should have the fear of God. Now this issue of NFPC now, we are just issue. I'm being worried because 3 days ago, I was listening to Shivu in a channel, which she was interviewing one man.
Yes.
And the way the man was saying something, the man was saying that since he's working, they said 200 trucks of fuel, trucks of fuel will be loading every
day.
Now, the whole thing now is coming to another story, Nigerian story.
Yeah.
Now, our brother will be that everybody is looking upon like God. He should be very careful for him to say one or two things because we are people are following him. By congratulating the president about this issue of energy, people believe that what they are saying is true. Now, if they turn to be that what they are saying is not true, that's another error. As a leader, one must be very careful so that you don't lead people into heresy or into deception. Keep on doing the good work. God bless you. Church,
thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sunday. Have a great day out there. You also mentioned something really remarkable that you did where you were overpaid and you returned the money. That is what Nigerians used to be known for common sense and kindness. We were known to be respectable people, but with behaviors of certain people, we have slowly but surely we are losing our path in the right direction. Good morning to you.
Maybe I just want to correct that, give you an update on the Mr. Odo's position.
Okay, sir.
Yes, that the man was the one that has been reinstated is the one that federal government appointed before. Before the governing council said no, they are the people that the university should be independent. They are the people to get their own VC. And so they got their own, which is Professor Odo. But then after protests and whatever, that same Odo who said he cannot be sacked over the media something was free. And that former one was eventually reinstated.
Okay, the former VC was reinstated.
Was reinstated. Right. The one that was appointed by the government before the university said no, that the autonomous, they are the ones that elected their own VC. And it was the university itself that elected this Professor Odo
yes.
and his group. But after some of these petitions and whatever, the government eventually removed Odo and they reinstated the former VC.
Okay.
So that's the position.
Okay, thank you.
Why we're having very big crisis in food in this country. The major reason is that the federal government has now given a zero export duty to all the crops or whatever we're exporting in this country. So people now prefer to sell their goods, especially this foodstuff, to outsiders who have hard currency as against our worthless naira. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Okechukwu, this morning for giving us that update. Apparently, Mr. Odo had repeatedly claimed that he was appointed as visiting professor at UNIZIK at the time before he was appointed. Finally voted in by the University Governing Council. But with the tussles with the federal government, he has officially been removed as the VC of the UNIZIK this morning. And of course, I am very, very low on time this morning. I wish that we had more time, but then you can make that happen if you want. Please follow us on YouTube at High Voltage News. Like, subscribe, and share. This program comes to you every weekday from Monday to Friday by 9 a.m. till 10. All right, the idea is that you have an information. They say information is power. If you know something, you will do something. So when we tell you these stories, when we give you this update, it's for you to know where we are standing, so that if it is your finances, your business, your family, your life in general, you can know how to plan, because now you are better informed. You will know what to do. If there's an instruction, you would know how to follow it and protect yourself, because you will need that a lot. Of course, we have more time to deal with all of this that's going on before we get a chance to see if we can change it at the next elections. My name is Mavis. I'll see you again on Monday. But I advise you to please take care of yourself, love yourself and the people around you. You cannot pour from an empty cup. All right? I'll see you on Monday. Be good to yourselves. All right? Good morning.
Stay plugged into the flow. Follow Volt FM on Facebook at Volt 104.3 FM. Let's vibe together.
Volt 104.